This presentation gives an overview of the problems jeopardizing the electricity sector in India and proposes a novel solution that can revolutionize the energy distribution efficacy in the country. India's economic growth is driving its energy consumption. India is the fourth largest energy consumer in the world. As suggested by this chart, higher GDP growth is accompanied with greater growth in energy consumption. Sustained growth of the power sector is a key parameter to drive economic development. India's power needs are growing by over 7% every year. Over the years, installed generating capacity in India has increased to 284 gigawatt in 2015. But at the same time, distribution losses due to power theft have increased drastically. India loses more money to theft than any other country in the world. According to the annual Emerging Markets Smart Grid Outlook 2015 study by the Northeast Group, India loses $16.2 billion annually in power theft. Power generated at source is transmitted to the end user via a power grid operating at high voltage, thus maintaining high transmission efficiency. The power losses increase drastically at the last mile distribution. These losses are not related to technical issues and occur mainly in the form of power theft through illegal line tapping, and bypassing of the energy meter. Anyone can steal power easily. This eventually leads to heavy loss to the government and power companies. As seen in this chart, 50% of electrical power in some districts in the state of UP is unaccounted for. Adding up all the meter readings from all consumers in the state only results in bills that amount to 2/3 of the power sent out by UP power stations. The remaining power cannot be tracked and is assumed lost to ordinary T&D losses as well as to theft and meter tampering. The proportion of average power that is lost in UP is 33% and approximately the same as the national average. The government and power companies are always up against the perpetrators to control this menace. Multiple power theft detection and prevention mechanisms have been proposed and deployed. They include tamper-proof smart metering with theft detection mechanisms, heavy fines and penalties, strict laws for prosecuting offenders, public sensitization and encourage reporting through mobile apps. The present attempts to solve the menace of power theft are not very effective. Any meter, ordinary or smart, is bypassable. Illegal power tapping can be achieved anywhere before the meter. Even if there is a mechanism in the smart meter and network to detect power theft, it will give a very crude whereabouts of the occurrence. The system is very cumbersome and involves multiple entities. The dependence on many people to act on information from the system makes it even less effective. The implementers are usually hand in glove with the offenders. In India, political pressure and vote bank politics always deters the authorities from taking strict action on the perpetrators. What is the final outcome? Finally, even after taking so many measures and spending a lot of money, the problem of power theft refuses to die out in India. Today, India desperately needs to solve the problem of power theft. An overview of the proposed permanent solution is explained. A contemporary last-mile power distribution transformer outputs three-phase power. The output of the transformer is wired as a star connection. In the proposed system, the output of the distribution transformer is coupled to a three-phase power encoder circuit. The encoder encodes the power through a patented phase rotation technique that scrambles the three-phase power at source. This scrambled power is output onto the power distribution lines. Only customers who are in possession of a legal meter will be able to decode the scrambled power from the power lines. A legal meter will comprise a patented decoder, an energy recording device and a communication module. The decoded power can be used to run all home appliances as before. For them, it is life as usual. People who try to illegally latch onto the distribution network or bypass the legal meter will be unable to utilize the scrambled power and might end up damaging their appliances. This will automatically discourage power theft as the scrambled power stolen is not usable. Thus, the proposed system has the potential to eradicate the problem of power theft permanently. Another important advantage the system offers is of automatic load balancing. According to a study, the total distribution losses can be reduced by about 6% if steps are taken to balance the loads on the phases of the transformer. This will ultimately lead to economic savings, and increase in the system's availability and reliability. The proposed energy meter facilitates telemetry of multiple data including scrambler keys, consumption data, and phase loading to the central server via the ubiquitous GSM network. Each meter dynamically chooses the phase to load, thus collectively balancing the three-phase currents, resulting in distribution loss minimization. Finally, we can summarize the main advantages of the proposed system. As complex time-varying algorithms are used to scramble the power at source, the proposed system cannot be bypassed or hacked. Automatic phase load balancing will further cut distribution losses by 6%. The proposed system will thus eliminate power theft, minimize technical losses and thus maximize power revenues. The impact can be such that power bills will come down and power cuts will become things of the past. The proposed system has the potential to save India over $16 billion every year. This is a very significant saving and can be utilized for the greater good of the nation. The world loses over $89 billion annually to electricity theft. This perspective Make in India technology has great potential to solve this long-standing worldwide problem. Equipment made in India can be exported worldwide, thus contributing significantly to India's GDP. Thank you for your attention.